Am I the asshole for refusing to give my ex updates on our son after his surgery? I, 25 female, and my ex, 28 male, have a 2-year-old son together. Our son was born with a birth defect that required surgery last year, which resulted in a week at the hospital to recover and a month of recovery at home. While at the hospital, I would get constant calls and texts 24/7 from my ex asking for updates, which is a normal thing to ask. However, every time I would tell him, his response always led to yelling at me for not telling him sooner, even if whatever it was had just happened. His thought was that the second I heard a slight change, I should immediately be calling him. I never waited longer than a full day to update him. However, the calls and texts from him were becoming extremely exhausting. Not to mention, I was extremely depressed and overwhelmed during this time. What frustrated me the most was he never made a single attempt to come up to the hospital or even see him after. It's been a year since then, and due to the damage from the birth defect, our son needs another surgery with the same recovery time. Not once did my ex ever go to any doctor's appointments, testing, etc., but would consistently berate me if I did not call him immediately to tell him every detail. So yesterday, I went to pick up my son at his grandmother's, ex's mom's house, and when seeing my ex, I reminded him of our son's surgery coming up soon. His first response was that I better make sure to constantly call him. I stopped him mid-sentence and told him no. He looked confused, so I explained if he wanted to know what was going on, he could go to the hospital and ask the doctors himself. He got angry and started yelling, but I just took my son and went home. Now I've gotten a ton of messages from him saying I'm the asshole and denying him access to his child, but I'm tired of being the messenger. Am I the asshole? Edit, I should also add that I'm a full-time single mom. We never married and have no custody arrangement. I have him 7 days a week, 24/7, along with working 2 jobs and going to college online. Just taking 2 weeks off of work for both jobs is already a huge financial stress that I can't afford to make, but I have no choice. I also receive no financial help from him whatsoever. First of all, this is a really messed up situation, and I feel badly for you and feel badly for your child. And I hope one day your child's father gets his head out of his ass and starts deciding to make the right decisions and actively be a part of your child's life. It's not your job to report every single detail to him. It's his job to be involved. And you guys can develop a good communication method, but it has to be something that you both agree on as parents. Right now, if he's with you 24/7 and you don't have any kind of arrangement, I'm wondering if the dad has any legal claim to the child at all. Is he on the birth certificate? I do know this. In this kind of situation where you've got 2 separate parents and you've got a child involved, if things get complicated or messy at all, it's time for some kind of arrangement in writing. It's the safest way to go. Can be a pain in the butt, but it is a framework that you can always default to and reference for any kind of irregularity like this. And it would outline the responsibilities of communication. I don't know what his deal is, but his expectations are unreasonable, and him choosing not to be involved at all just reeks of douchebag. I got no other way to say it. Boy needs to grow up. He's 28. It's time.